hail in Cheshire, Crushtacean.
Oh, the Visser family are back. They reached their heat final last time, got beaten there.
Crushtacean, you got new T-shirts. They're very nice. Let's have a little look at those. We like the design. It looks very good. But you haven't done much to the robot.
Well, we had done a lot to the robot, but because of the early wars this year, we had to revert to the original one.
You see, what they did do was put lots of hydraulics in, didn't you?
Yeah.
Because somebody said that was easy.
Yeah. Guess
George.
who?
And then you found it wasn't as easy and straightforward as you thought, so you took them all back out again. So we now have the robot that we had before. Are you with us?
But it will work.
Tough to crack, the shell 12mm thick aerospace aluminium, the two claws capable of a 300-kilo pressure grab, but the aerial's just between the eyes, and that could leave this crab scuttling sideways.
Roboteers, stand by.
In the poles together, on the left, Crushtacean, with Ian and Dominic Visser, on the right, Dantomkia, the captain, Michael Lambert. And there, on the left, Mr. Nasty, Perry Watkins driving, and Paul Clark driving for Dr. Fist. In the arena for the house robots, Sir Kill-A-Lot and the mighty Sergeant Bash.
3, 2, 1, activate.
So don't forget, I've tipped Dantomkia for this, which means it'll probably go out in the first few seconds. There, Crushtacean scuttles along the side of the arena. Intriguing technique for Crushtacean. Dominic Visser, might get a shot of him in a couple of seconds' time, is at the controls. There, when he closes those gloves, so the pincers on Crushtacean close, like a crab's claws. Mr. Nasty seems to have got problems. Crushtacean also, as Dantomkia comes in underneath that ground clearance of 4 centimetres. It is an Achilles heel for Crushtacean. Mr. Nasty is in all sorts of trouble out there. The ref bot is having a look there, centre of the arena, and Crushtacean is also with its problems in the CPZ. They need to get out of there. If they're in the CPZ too long, of course, house robots like Sir Kill-A-Lot can come in. Meanwhile, Dantomkia has another go at Mr. Nasty, who I'm sure by now has been technically immobilised. Crushtacean is in the CPZ. Dr. Fist, we have seen very little of throughout this competition. There's Dantomkia coming in again. I thought it would be a good machine. Poor Mr. Nasty. I think very, very early on, the 436-volt, 750-watt motors went. Crushtacean is about to go as well, perhaps out of the arena. Sir Kill-A-Lot has it in his merciless grip. The ref bot just looks on there. The clock is not yet ticking down. Crushtacean is okay, it seems to me. No, I don't think Mr. Nasty is. Surely they've gone, and my big question is, where is Dr. Fist? There is Dr. Fist on the arena side wall. Now, when would they immobilise? Crushtacean has been flipped up. Is there still movement? There is from the pincer. This could be very vital here. Dantomkia is certainly the most effective, dominant, agile, destructive machine in this particular 4-way melee. Crushtacean, should it go to a judge's decision, has worked hard. Dr. Fist has done absolutely nothing and is on the arena sidewall, and Mr. Nasty, for me, was immobilised a long while ago. And now, finally, the ref bot comes in to count down Dr. Fist. They didn't make much of a fist of it at all, did they? We thought they were limp-wristed, and indeed they were, boys. And Dantomkia has a final thrust at Crushtacean. The pit release button has been activated. That's the siren you can hear. You can see the pit going down. The ref bot is counting out Mr. Nasty, I believe. Dr. Fist has already gone. Dantomkia is shuffling around doing as much damage as it can do for later on. And very impressive too. There's Dr. Fist, about to be pitted by Sir Kill-A-Lot. Almost bending forward and leaning over Sir Kill-A-Lot, trying to clutch up the 98 kilos of Dr. Fist. Pitted, or put it onto the floor flipper, or into the drop zone. A new feature in Robot Wars 6. Basically a huge weight suspended above the arena, about to drop and cause pain and strain. And that is what's happened to our losing competitors in this 4-way melee. Dr. Fist nearest us, Mr. Nasty also. They're out, Dantomkia and Crushtacean through.
Good man.
Well, Dr. Fist and Mr. Nasty immobilised and pitted. Dantomkia and Crushtacean, they live to fight another day.
That is if the spectacular shellfish is in a mood to work.
He's still smiling.
Because it's in bits.
It's in lots of bits.
I know you never stop smiling, bless your heart, but what's happened?
We burnt out a motor, one of the drive motors. I don't know how, but anyway, we did.
You hadn't realised that at the time, had you?
And so we only discovered that very late, and now there's not much time left to sort it out.
And surely it would be a good idea just to replace the motor.
That would be good if I'd brought a spare. It was a bit of a rush trying to get here before 9 o'clock, and then we waited and
Okay, so what happens? You're a motor down, what happens?
So we lose a claw, because all the motors are the same. So not quite as nice. You'll have to just put one behind his back and just do it that way.
Do you think you'd be all right? No. You've got grease on your nose. You're up against Chaos 2. It's not good, is it? No. Oh, for you.
So, 4 robots survived the melees, but how will they cope going head to head? Hey, bring on round 2!
Chaos 2.
Twice UK champions. George Francis up there on the left-hand side with Ian Swan on the right and Little Richard in the middle. Richard Swan, 12 years of age.
Crushtacean.
Crushtacean team, father and son, Ian Visser and 8-year-old Dominic.
Roboteers, stand by.
In the arena for the house robots, Sir Kilowatts with that deadly blinking eye. Oh, Mr. Psycho's in there as well with the heavy hammer.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Message here, don't mix it with the house robots. Chaos 2 immediately on the attack on Crushtacean. Well, they were having an argument and a barney and a bit of a rant and a rage about the claws. Ian Visser, good rant-a-claws, rant-a-claws, rant-a-claws. That's good. Well, maybe not. Crushtacean being dragged across the arena floor by Chaos 2. Oh, Chaos is on its side! This really would be a turn-up for the book because Crushtacean is not fighting at its full capability, we know that. And look at Chaos 2, twice UK champion on its side. Using the flipper to self-right. The inbuilt Streamex self-righting mechanism. George Francis at the controls. Captain, driver, weapons operator, self-employed electronics engineer by trade. But his machine is in peril here. Crushtacean. And little Dominic looks on. What a great fight this is. Digging down on the front spikes of Chaos 2 to gain purchase on the arena floor. Literally trying to force with 84 kilos of weight Crushtacean across the floor. But I think Chaos 2 at 84 kilos is lightweight, to be honest. Nowadays for Robot Wars, and if Crushtacean can get in underneath, they could literally toss Chaos 2 out of the arena. But Chaos has come back strongly now. They're dancing together. Crushtacean, can they rise from the depths of the pool of Robot Wars machines that have never quite made it to the heights of those that have gone on to great success? Down goes the pit of oblivion. Oh, Crushtacean very, very close! Oh dear, oh dear! And they crab sideways, back down into the pool and the pit of oblivion. After all that, spinning stupidly and surrendering.
I don't know what Crushtacean were thinking. They open the pit and they drive right in. Chaos 2, 2-time British champion, they go through. What happened there?
It was his fault.
It was his fault. Why?
I told him to go forward and he went backwards and went in the pit.
And you started kicking him, didn't you? You gave him a kicking in the box.
Yeah.
That was a bit shellfish. Oh, don't climb up on me. I don't know why I bother. What happened? What happened?
Exactly what you saw. I went backwards instead of forwards.
But you opened the pit yourself.
Well, I did because George was saying how much he hated the pit because he's driven into it himself, and now it was my turn.
Yeah, he's committed Harry Kiri a few times. When you're drawn up against someone like Chaos 2, how do you sort of go about the fight? What were your plan?
It was all right. I'd lost one claw because we needed a spare motor, and I didn't have a spare. But that wasn't why we lost. But I think of all the robots, his is now getting sort of, for our size anyway, one of the easy ones to handle. Because some of them are so big, I can't grab them.
I know, but the thing about his flipper is it was just the right size for you. A couple of times he tried to flip you and you kind of got hold of him on the jaws,
yeah.
Dom, did you enjoy that?
Yeah,
Okay, you're going to come back for more?
definitely.
That's what we like to hear. Let's hear it for Crushtacean!